Welcome to your weekday cup of the word. We're in John chapter 11. John 11 is about the death and resurrection of Lazarus. Lazarus was a follower of Jesus, as well as were his sisters, Mary and Martha. Lazarus became very sick, and they called for Jesus to help him, and Jesus does a very weird thing. He waits. He doesn't come right away. He tarries where he's at, and he does it specifically, it seems, so that Lazarus will die, and he'll have the opportunity to raise him from the dead and glorify God. And as he comes to the tomb, he tells them to roll away the stone. Lazarus comes out, and this entire event is given a lot of time because it was one of the major events that really brought things to a head with the rulers of the Jews, because Jesus had been performing many, many signs, and at the end of this chapter, you see that the rulers, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the high priests, they're aware of it. They're very aware of Jesus' continuing growth and fame and prestige, and they're not happy about it. They're worried for their positions. They're worried that they'll be taken out by Rome and that things will happen to them. And so the high priest stands up and he says, you know, this man ought to die for the sake of the nation. And little does he realize that what he said is true, but in all the different ways than he thought. Jesus is going to die for the nation, but not just for the nation of the Jews, but for all of God's people who are scattered all over the world. The high priest, he made a prophecy without even knowing it. And so with the resurrection of Lazarus, we begin to move into the last days of Christ. John, unlike the other Gospels, is going to spend a lot of time on the very end of Jesus' life. Starting in John chapter 12, we're going to be in the last 6 days of Christ's life. And so Lazarus was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back that led to the persecution, which would eventually lead to the death of Jesus. That's John chapter 11. That's your daily cup, and we will see you tomorrow.